Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now global series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And my good friend Laura Hosford is back with us. And today we're talking about unlocking your hidden sacred feminine womb powers to connect with Mother Divine. So I know we always do a lot when Laura comes on the show, but some of what we're going to discuss today is we're going to learn the 4 signs that you are disconnected from your womb chakra and why this matters. We're going to talk about healing your soul heartbreak and reconnection with Mother Divine. We're going to talk about or learn about the keys to restore safety and trust in yourself so you can fully embody your sacred feminine light to activate your greatest soul dharma, and why your womb chakra is your most powerful portal to create your new earth reality and reclaim your sacred feminine superpowers. We're also going to be talking about accessing your greatest soul potential through clearing the illusions held in your holy womb chakra. We're going to learn the 3 powerful tools to begin purifying our holy womb chakra. And we're going to experience a deep healing meditation connecting our womb chakra to Mother Divine with Mother Mary and the female archangels. I know that's going to be powerful every time Laura does one of these guided processes. They are so powerful. And for those of you who don't know Laura, she's been on our show many, many times. We love having her back with us. And she is a sacred oracle and goddess of light emissary for the divine feminine Christ consciousness. She's also a womb priestess and ceremonial frequency rebirther, a shamanic ordained minister, a master Akashic records teacher, a light language channel, an intuitive energy healer, and a retreat leader. And she uses her spiritual gift of channeling celestial beings of light, ascended masters, including Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, Saint Germain, Sananda, Kuan Yin, and Archangel Michael. She also works with Archangel Metatron, Melchizedek, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Council of Light, Inner Earth beings, and the galactic spiritual forces to assist in anchoring sacred feminine galactic and Lemuran energies into the new Earth grid system. She does a lot. So of course, she's going to share all of that with us today. And we're so glad that she's back with us. So Laura, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Alara. Thank you for such a warm and beautiful welcome. I just feel my heart is so full of joy, and your community is just so beautiful. You're so beautiful, and I just want to honor you for a moment, Alara, for all the courage and bravery and just everything you've poured into this community, sister.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
truly feel our sisterhood, and all of our sisters here, our extended family, is part of your community. And thank you so much for having me. So, ooh, I think we're coming into this very powerful solar eclipse tomorrow. I think with the new moon, I already starting to feel that coming in today, and with that, this beautiful additional energy is coming in from Mother Divine herself, and birthing, helping us all to rebirth. Really the rediscovery of our own womb chakras. And I know I've been talking about this now for, I guess, going on a couple of years as my own journey has continued to unfold, and I've been very much inspired and led by both Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene over the last 4 years, and in particular the last couple of years, to take this journey back into the womb. And it's just been such a wonderful adventure. And so thank you for letting me come and share about this. It's a new arena for us, really, as modern day women, because this used to be a place that we used to know how to operate from many thousands of years ago when we walked the earth, before, when really times were peaceful, and we were seeing, we saw the masculine and the feminine coming together in a very much more equal way, in a much more divine way, in a much more respectful way, and upholding each other in this way that we're now moving back to again. And so just feel so blessed to be here at this very pivotal time as we are birthing the new earth, right? We're in the birthing canal, I like to say, literally between 2 worlds, and we're all in these birthing pains, because what I've learned so much and still learning and continuing to grow into is that it's the reconnection with the physical womb that we have as women. And of course, men don't have a physical womb, but they do have a womb because it's a creative portal, but they hold it on the soul level. However, as women, we have been blessed with these beautiful bodies to babies, but we carry a lot more physical energy and a lot more energy in our energy body than a male body does, because we need that energy to birth babies. But where is the source of this energy coming from? And the source of this energy is coming from deep within our womb chakra. And everything that, we've been creating in the previous earth and coming into the new earth is all being birthed through our womb chakra. But this has been pretty much a highly unconscious sort of manifestation, because, I guess the science says we're at what, maybe 10% at best now conscious at a consciousness level. And it's really
Mhm.
kind of mind boggling to me. It's like, really? But, okay, it is what it is. And so, at this time, we being the leading edge of the birthing of the new earth is, really calling us, Mother Divine is calling us to begin to powerfully remember and awaken our sacred womb powers, to awaken that this is the portal that we can directly connect now. And that's a very key thing to remember, is to have a direct connection back to Mother Divine, because this connection has been essentially pretty much shut down for the last several thousands of years.
Mhm.
And there's this kind of goes with the whole theme of the suppressed feminine. And we hear about the wounded feminine, and we hear about the suppressed feminine. But really, what does that really mean? We talk about it, but what does that really mean? And it really means that our womb chakras were essentially have been suppressed. And that means the energy of the divine feminine has been suppressed for thousands of years. And um and including even in it, there was an effort to even try to control the sacred codes of the universe that we carry, that women carry, is, light codes within our sacred womb portal, our holy womb chakra, I call it. And so there was this attempt by forces to control women's wombs and to try to control the powers of women's wombs. And this is sort of part of the whole storyline, with, many people use the word patriarchal,
Mhm.
but it's really an imbalance of the energies, where the feminine energies and that kind of natural divine flow that we used to live by. We used to live from this natural, divine, pure flow coming in directly from Mother Divine before it was really cut down to almost nothing. And we used to live in this place of, abundance and joy and peace. We used to live with our whole body and our whole body senses. And we actually, our intuition and our strongest intuition came from our womb center. And so this is really the invitation to every woman here today and every man that's here today, is to Mother Divine is now powerfully calling us to begin this new descent, if you will. I call it a descent into your holy womb chakra, because it's very much not just, what we've been taught for it, what we think it is. We think it's this little sort of maybe pear-shaped organ that births babies. It's this little physical organ, and that's it. And maybe our experiences have been good if we've birthed children, or maybe we've had other experiences that haven't been so good. Maybe we've had miscarriages or abortions, or maybe we've had traumatic sexual abuse or sexual trauma or disease or different things. um, However, um, the the key here is to remember and to awaken this powerful, and I'm going to call it um, angelic womb technology. So why am I saying angelic? I'm saying angelic because the archangels, the female archangels, we've all studied a lot about the male archangels, right? Beautiful energy, and they're still here. However, in this next 2000 years, it's now the time for the feminine to rise. The last 2000 years, the age of Pisces, was a lot about the male energy. And there was a lot of focus in religion and all kinds of text about the male, the male, the male. And now the focus is coming in for us ladies and men, or whoever, it's our feminine, it's our Christ consciousness, but it's the feminine Christ consciousness that is rising to here to lead the way forward. And this involves us to begin to work with the female archangels who are now coming onto the planet and really starting to come very front and center again, because these really high frequencies that we're being blessed with that are coming in, like through all of these, solar events that we're having, right? All of these beautiful astrological events and all the things that are coming together, and all of us doing our inner work, and Gaia herself. And so now we're ready. Our wombs are being prepared. They're literally being prepared as we dive deep into this new womb technology and reactivate this womb technology that is really ancient, and heal our wombs, because our wombs are the physical and the energetic place that you're going to anchor these new earth frequencies. So really take that in for a minute. It's also, your womb is the seat of your consciousness. So, we hear a lot about the mind and the power of the mind. We study a lot about that, which is all important. We study a lot about the power of our heart, which is super important in our connection to the cosmos, to the mother. And but now we get to bring all of this energy and all of this knowledge, we get to bring it all down from the head, the pineal, down through the heart. But now we're being called to really anchor it into the lower three chakras, to really heal those lower three chakras, and to open those gates, unlock those gates, and really anchor it into the womb. And so the womb is where you're going to anchor in to the physical, all of these higher frequencies. And so this is really the call today that's here for all of us. If we feel led, or we feel curious, or we feel just, yeah, that sounds like a real cool, place to go. And it's the place where I'm really coming to learn this, Alara, that, you know, you can be the most unconditionally loving person in the world, and we all want that. That's all part of our intention here. However, in order for you to walk as a powerful healer on the planet, or just a powerful person, let's say, giving in the way that you want to give to humanity, you have to bring in the component of divine power. And this is the combination that is going to birth miracles. And all miracles are birthed through the womb chakra, because it is the portal through which all of life is birthed. Not only babies, obviously, but everything that we see. Even the previous world was birthed through women's world, through our womb chakras and men's womb chakras. So this is the really big calling and invitation that we have today, is, um, you know, to really anchor in to being able to become a powerful manifester and really manifest heaven on earth. And so this is the next sort of part of the journey that we're just being asked to dive into, and sort of a natural progression of being able to really get to repartner with our wombs in a very much more conscious way, because she actually is your deepest guide. She actually is the connection to your higher self, to your angels, to your archangels, to your guides through your womb. She has lots of wisdom and truth to share with you, to partner with you in a very conscious way, to really guide you forward into opening up your I am blueprint, and really taking those steps to, to do what you came here to do, honestly.
Yeah. And this is the time, right? This is the time for all of us to really step forward and choose, what are we doing, and it's like to get on the path, right? And for some of us, we do a lot of work on a regular basis, and some of us may have never worked with our womb, right? We may never
Right.
have acknowledged that part of ourselves.
Right.
So it's a tricky situation, right? Because some of us may have had, not wonderful experiences with the womb, right? So I'll just leave it at that, right? And so,
Absolutely.
sort
Yeah.
of, it's something we don't want to touch. We're like, it's like, I don't want to go there, because like, I don't want all that
Yes.
stuff coming up. But it's also a
Absolutely.
potent, powerful energy, powerful place, like you said, powerful
You said
portal of
portal
creation,
of
right?
creation.
Absolutely. You're spot on with that. And let's talk about some of those reasons or those signs why you may not realize that you're disconnected from your womb power, because it can be quite scary for us to reconnect to our womb power for many, many reasons. And we all, I think, on a probably very unconscious level as women, if know, that, oh, it could even be coming up as a red flag, danger zone, don't go in there type of thing. Because this is the place that we hold. And this is the place that you're going to be able to powerfully reconnect with the divine channels. When I'm saying the divine channels, I'm talking about your direct connection and channels to Mother Divine, and I call her Sophia. And the reason I call her that or reference her is because she's our true organic mother.
Mhm.
She is the true organic mother, the source of all life, from which everything was birthed from her holy womb, including us. And it is part of our ascension journey. I know we focus a lot on, because we're all focused on right now shifting into the fifth dimension. However, you know, your journey as a soul is to completely move even beyond that, and to move through back to the original dimension that you were birthed from, and to really be completely brought back into the womb of Mother Divine Sophia. But um, that could be another conversation for another day. But anyway, today let's focus on, well, what are some of the signs? Like, how do I know if I'm like disconnected from my womb power or disconnected from my womb? So one of the first things is if you struggle to attract healthy relationships in your life. So it could be, any kind of, if you've struggled, including even maybe in your own childhood, maybe you grew up with parents who it may have been a challenge, around growing up with your parents, or you didn't find or didn't experience, your parents being able to love you, essentially, or that the relationships were healthy. Maybe the relationships were even toxic. Um, and so you would have, if if your womb is carrying those patterns within her and they have not been purified and they have not been healed, or because your womb is like a magnetic space.
Mhm.
So you can begin to think of her, first of all. Let me give you this sort of bigger picture image too while I'm talking, that your womb is not just this little organ, okay? This little physical organ. She is like so much more. It's going to blow your mind when you begin to work with her. And this is what she's shown me, is that as I've continued to work with my own womb, and she showed me and taken me on this journey, that first of all, your whole world is a womb. Like everything that's happening in your life, that's been happening since the day you were born, even today, is inside of like this womb space. Okay. So it's like your womb, um, the physical, or for a man, the soul level, is representing the entry and exit point of the creative portal, which is actually through what we call the Nadu Bindu point, which is located somewhere around the belly button. So, but when you really get to know her and you get this sort of multidimensional picture, and she'll even show you, like she's shown me, that she's like a very spiraling deep vortex of energy, spiraling into all my parallel lives, all my parallel realities, all the parallel worlds, but yet being able to access them all in the here and now, because we all know that we are living in the intersection of all, past, present, and future right now. So just begin to open up to this kind of new, bigger perspective, that your womb is, the beautiful portal, but that you are inside of her. She's inside of you, but you're also inside of her, including your life. So she's this beautiful magnetic field. And so what's happening is that everything, all the patterns that you're carrying, and if you've been carrying patterns that are within your womb that have not been cleared yet, that have not been healed and active, have not been cleared and healed, so it could be a pattern of attracting, an unhealthy relationship, a toxic relationship, or an abusive relationship, even like, someone who's narcissistic, or someone who is just very disrespectful, perhaps, maybe someone who's very angry, um, someone who's very wounded. And of course, we recognize today in the relationships between women and men, unhealthy relationships, including disrespect. Um, and all of this is at play deep within your womb chakra. So, and including all the distorted feminine energies that are there, which is really just a result of the wounded feminine, where we're carrying all these repressed emotions of the wounded feminine or the wounded masculine. So we're carrying a lot of perhaps anger or rage or sadness or resentment or all of these emotions, and yet, until, and this is really the key thing. What I learned is that, because in my own journey, everyone in my family, we're very heavily mental people. We're very, kind of left brain oriented people. So it took me quite a while, because I had a very busy brain, and I had a lot of, became very conscious of these negative sort of thought patterns, right? And worked a long time and very hard to get rid of those. However, what I didn't realize is that to really uproot those patterns completely, we have to uproot them not only on the mental level, we have to uproot the patterns on the mental, the emotional, the physical, and the energetic. But that physical piece is in your womb center. So because this is the portal of your creation. This is the point of your creation, where everything is playing out inside of your womb. And so until these patterns are cleared, these toxic, abusive patterns, because they start off where, as we all know, we're actually manifesting those patterns around ourselves, around our relationship to ourselves first, right? And then they just get projected out, into others and others' relationships. So, our womb is like, she has her special shape. Like, we even, we all have like the same sort of physical womb shape. I mean, there's a slight variation, um, depending on your lineage. And so when we can really unlock that um, authentic womb space, that is our true authentic womb space, the shape, the texture, the quality, we can really unlock that to hold that sacred space for the feminine within our womb center. Then we can begin to attract a masculine energy that will come and then can fit, sort of like a key fitting into a lock. And the two coming together through the magnetic attraction, and begin to now attract healthy and loving and respectful relationships. So this can be, this can be a tough journey for some of us. It can take years to get to that point. However, I think all the clearing and all the work that we've done, from what I understand with the chakras and everything we've done to move from the head space to the heart space, right? It's just all been preparation. It's all been preparation for us to now begin to flow this energy of the feminine and reconnecting with Mother Divine into our womb space again, because that's what our wombs are actually meant for. They're they're a chalice of a receiver, a container, a chalice to receive the energy of the feminine, of the sacred feminine, who is the creator of everything. So that would be one of the signs that you could look for. Another sign might be if you don't enjoy, having a sexual relationship, or maybe you've been in partnerships or relationships before, and but you haven't ever really been able to open yourself to pleasure or to really into that even emotional connection. Maybe for you, it's been more of just a sort of a surface level connection because you haven't been able to heal your womb enough to open her to be able to fully channel that beautiful, again, sacred feminine energy because you don't feel safe enough. You don't maybe feel grounded in your body. Um, and usually, of course, that all is going to stem with, our own relationship to ourselves first and then get projected onto a partner. But again, it's all about uprooting any of those places that we feel, particularly trauma. So trauma is the number one energy that I would say that we have to clear, that we have to uproot, and we have to heal from our womb space. The trauma of just even coming into this experience as a woman. um, the trauma, even, birthing babies can be very painful or can be very, um, can be a trauma in itself sometimes. The conditioning of the ancestral beliefs that we carry. It's kind of fascinating to me because as soon as the baby comes out of the mother's womb, as soon as you come out of your mother's womb, is when the illusions start. The illusions start to cover up your soul. And all of these negative illusions and negative energy begin to just fill up, fill up your body, your aura, your womb. And this is where everything we start to lose that connection, that connection to our own divinity. So all of this is keeping us in a place of disconnection from being able to fully become grounded and present in our womb because our womb is like she's the foundational space. She's the place that you're going to anchor in all of these feminine frequencies, all of your authentic frequencies. They have to have a place on the physical earth to anchor in. And so when we talk about bringing heaven to earth or we talk about being the pillar of light, if we only get as far down as our heart and we stop there, then we're not going to be able to manifest the heaven on earth. We're not going to be able to be that powerful manifester that we want to be because the feminine is the lower part of the body, right? The first three chakras and the womb chakra. And so this is the connection that we're being asked to begin to bridge.
And I think, it's really important for all of us to understand that if we want to access the higher realms and the higher frequencies, we do have to heal and strengthen our lower chakras. I don't know what's going on with my throat all of a sudden, but it's like just clearing. So we do have to work on those lower chakras. We can't just focus on the higher chakras. We must clear, activate, strengthen the lower chakras in order to really be effective, with the higher energies. And not just that, it's just to actually be able to create and manifest in this reality, on this plane. It's imperative for us to actually have those lower chakras working, functioning properly. So Diane in Denver had asked, what if a woman has had a hysterectomy and so there's no womb? So of course we're talking not just about the physical womb, but the energetic, etheric womb as well. But go ahead, Laura, you can ask.
Yeah, that's correct. So if you've had a hysterectomy or you've had your ovaries removed, you still have that etheric body double. You still have the energetic level, and you can work with that, and it works beautifully just as well. So because that really is the energy there. That's the energy that that you're building the foundation with, that you're connecting to. So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's totally fine. You don't have to have the physical womb in order to work with the womb chakra. Okay.
Exactly.
And somebody had asked earlier,
Great
Eshraya had
question.
asked earlier if you could name some of the female archangels.
Yes. So one of the archangels that female archangels that are coming in, especially, is Lady Hope, and she's actually the angel, the womb angel. And if you sign up for my course, you'll meet Lady Hope in the course. And so you can call on Lady Hope, and she's actually the counterpart to Archangel Gabriel. So, where we've been focusing on the male, energy, the male archangels, these are their, it's really the female counterpart. So Lady Hope, um,
I think
uh,
faith,
Lady Faith,
charity.
Lady Charity. Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the ones.
I know.
Lady Amethyst.
Yep. Palace Athena is
Yep,
somebody else.
yep. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of.
I know my mind's going blank too. It's like,
Well, Lady Mary, actually Archangel Lady Mary
yeah.
also as well. And they're all here. Lady Ariel is another one. And so they're all starting to, and you may be seeing a lot of frequencies if you're seeing a lot of the 333, the 444, the 555, the 222. Those are their frequencies right there. Those are the frequencies of the female archangels that are coming in to help us to begin to work with our womb, to work with us in a lot of ways, actually, to give us this beautiful support, to help us to really, you know, hold our hand and lead us and support us as well as our extended team, as we really bring in and prepare our bodies and prepare our wombs to really be able to anchor these really high frequencies into the physical plane, into the physical new earth. So your womb is actually the foundation for that anchoring, which is so beautiful. And, it goes deeper into the process of how this is going to happen. But we're kind of in the first stages of this right now, I would say, Laura. It's just us waking up to the power of our womb, consciously reconnecting with our womb. She is, and really beginning to return to whole body based intuition. And this was another part of the journey that kind of at first threw me off, a little bit because, I can remember back in 2014 when I started Akashic Records, and I'm a multisensory intuitive. So, getting messages clairvoyantly, clairaudibly, clear knowing, all these ways. And then, then as I started to work with my womb and anchor the energy, now clairsentience and clair knowing are probably my top two clairs, because as you return to anchoring into your womb and healing and activating her power, then your whole body becomes what I call a beautiful fine tuning fork.
Mhm.
And it's so cool because I love it so much because, especially for me, coming from analytical person here, is because, you can always trust your body, right? Your body never lies. And, she's your truth meter.
Mhm.
So one of the many gifts, and we can talk about some of those gifts of doing this work, and there's many, many gifts. Um, but that's one of the signs actually, is being disconnected from this beautiful body-based intuition, because the womb is the center of your consciousness. Your consciousness is not in the brain. It's not even really in the heart. It's in the seat of the consciousness. You have consciousness in your brain, you have consciousness in your heart, but the seat of your consciousness is in your womb. And so it's really when you diving into that womb chakra and beginning to uncover those layers, those subtle layers, and even the petals of your womb chakra, that you begin to really purify and clear and cleanse until you completely uproot that block, that trauma, that pattern. And that's really what we're after. We're after to completely uproot it from the womb chakra and to completely clear and, transform the energies. Because the other interesting thing is that you can think of your womb chakra like, as an Akashic record, right? And we all have an Akashic record that's in the etheric. Okay. But now we actually also have an Akashic record in the physical. Our womb chakra actually is your Akashic record in the physical. And she's recorded every experience, every feeling, every thought, every creation, every experience, not only for this earth, not only for when you've incarnated here, but when you've incarnated every lifetime since your soul was created.
Mhm.
So you really kind of try to get your mind wrapped around that. And so that's where there's wellspring of, once you begin to heal and activate her, this is where you're going to carry this body based intuition. You're going to carry this really deep portal of wisdom, because you'll be able to tap into her wisdom, which is your wisdom that you're carrying with you all these lifetimes that you've learned, and your truth. And the more that you can anchor into that, you'll also be activating your divine I am blueprint in the physical. So this is another interesting thing that I got shown, and I don't know that I don't know that I fully understand it yet. It's quite new, but we know that your I am blueprint is held in the soul star chakra, the eighth star
Mhm.
chakra. And what I was shown at some point along your journey, along your womb journey, as you activate your womb journey, your blueprint will come down the seven chakras, and it sort of comes down that pillar of light, and then it becomes activated in your womb chakra. And so it's becoming activated with this new frequency. It's actually literally becoming activated within the foundation of your womb chakra, and your womb chakra is the anchoring into the new earth. So just think about all of that coming together so beautifully to support you, and being able to really get those pieces that sometimes we're looking for, right, about getting clear about our purpose and our
Mhm.
next right step and what we're here to do. But when you can really begin to beautifully unleash this sacred power that you carry, that includes your I am blueprint, which is your specific instructions, really. It's your specific instructions for this lifetime, for this incarnation. And you will be able to tap into that much more powerfully and clearly. And then you'll be able to access that. It really opens like a flower, and you're just sort of, opening it up to into full bloom of your full potential.
Mhm. Beautiful. Wow, that's
Yeah.
powerful. And
Yeah.
we're all looking for that instruction manual,
Mhm. Yes.
That's something that I wish we would have had when we were born or younger, like when we were like old enough to understand. But we're always looking for that instruction manual. And, what if we could have it, access it with more ease? What if we could access it within us that can help us to guide us to our next step, to the right step? Right? Because so many people are
Yes.
still wondering, what is the next step? What is my soul's purpose? What am I doing here? Why am I here? Right? What am I
Right.
supposed to be doing?
Well, all of those answers, and I know we hear this a lot, are the answers are inside of you. That's true. The answers are inside of you, but it's being able to connect to the source of those answers. And yes, those answers are in your Akashic records, absolutely. And I teach that. And however, what's so beautiful is that your answers are also in your divine blueprint. And I love what you said. It really is an instruction. It's an instruction set. And but it's very the way of being in the feminine way that we're all learning, because we're all, as women particularly, we were conditioned, especially if we worked or are still in the working world.
Mhm.
There's very few, I would say, role models out there in leadership of women really holding a feminine way of being, even today. A lot of us were trained and conditioned, to try to make it in a man's world, which is essentially what it was for, and still is to a great
Mhm.
degree, of trying to be a man, trying to act, emulate men to be successful, right? Because we were conditioned to do that. But as you move into the fifth dimension, that way of being in the world is not going to work for you anymore. And it's even disintegrating, right before our eyes right now. If we just look outside, we can see all of the, dissolving of the third dimensional earth that we talk about. And that also is by divine mother, by the way. By divine design, by her
Mhm.
design. It's not random.
Mhm.
and so, now we're being invited to begin to reconnect and really to anchor in more of the sacred feminine energy, which means beginning to retrain, retrain ourselves into a new way of being. So when I say that, what I mean is that coming into the new world, as your I am blueprint begins to become activated into full bloom, it means that you're going to be living now from more of synchronicities,
Mhm.
just coming into you, coming in. It'll be a lot less about, well, sort of like well, I have this long to-do list and I need to make sure I check it off every day. And, I've got to do that marketing, or I've got to do this or that or whatever, all of that sort of way of being, and, under feeling pressure and being forced and, doing things or working long hours that we really don't feel like doing and things like that. That's the old way. Throw
Mhm.
that out the window. Invite in the new way. And the new way is that in the sacred feminine and the goddess way is to just be in this flow, just to be anchored into your womb, to heal your womb enough to where you feel safe, you feel grounded, and you feel present, you feel centered and balanced, holding in your own authentic energy. You are sitting in a cocoon of your energy
Mhm.
and having the sacred boundaries. And we didn't talk about that boundaries with the toxic relationships, but a lot of us, especially those of us who are very empathic and identifies that, from lifetime to lifetime, because we weren't conscious, we didn't know that our womb chakras, as the Akashic record, are recording everything that's happening. Yes, but if we didn't have sacred boundaries around us, then we may have had our second chakra very open. If our second chakra was very open, we were receiving pain,
Mhm.
emotion, suffering, all these energies of all of this, going on around us, from our family, our communities, our relationships, not even aware that we were taking all of these toxic energies in. And if you're a healer, or do any kind of healing work, counseling or nursing or whatever it is, even this lifetime or previous lifetimes, if you weren't aware of this, and you were taking in a lot of negative energy doing those healings, and it's very super important, and probably even more important today, that you're decharging after every client session you do, or after every interview, or after every speaking engagement, or after you're being with a group, because you're taking in those negative
Mhm.
energies from people. So you need to be decharging them from your heart and from your womb and from your body. So that's a very important practice.
Yeah.
Um, because sacred boundaries, if you don't have strong sacred boundaries, which is really your energetic space, and I would say that mm, a lot what's been really coming to me from the Mother Mary is getting ourselves prepared for some more challenging times coming, Alara, ahead. And, I know things are challenging now. I understand that, for all of us. And, but, we're in the birthing canal, and, the earth is going to go through some birthing pains, and we're here to anchor in. If, the most, I think, biggest gift we can give today is just healing our wombs, honestly, and anchoring into our womb, clearing our wombs, activating the healing powers of our wombs, and just being present,
Mhm.
and just being in the energy of being able to keep our heart open. And as you heal and activate your womb actually becomes like a chalice where for your higher heart. So it's like you can think of it as your womb is like the banks of a river,
Mhm.
and the water flowing through the river is the waters of your heart.
Mhm.
And when your
Nice.
high heart really merges with your womb chakra at some point on your journey, your energy is just going to expand. Your pillar of light is going to just expand. This whole beautiful expansion will happen for you. At that point, your whole aura becomes at a higher vibration and frequency to be able to manifest, to hold compassion and peace. Um, because we're being called to be those uh, to be sort of a safe haven for people who don't understand, or who aren't awake yet, who are don't
Mhm.
they're not yet there on their journey like we are. So I think that's probably one of the most important reasons that, as I've experienced with the womb journey in most of my life, a good part of my life, I wasn't grounded in my body. As an intuitive, I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe to come in my body. It was much easier to hang out. Um, but if we hang out there and we don't really uh, anchor into our womb, and we don't really anchor into the earth energies, then we're really not going to be able to have the impact that we all want to have and is so needed right now in the world to, because the more of us that can, you know, even just begin the journey, the womb journey, we will be able to turn things quicker.
Mhm.
We'll be able to really, bring in the light of the new earth, and move through these kind of difficult and challenging times, I think, with more ease and more grace, with less fear, um, and really even joy. So I have more joy and more abundance in my life than I've ever had
Mhm.
over the journey of the womb. And talking about abundance, that was the other sign that you may be disconnected from your womb, is that, you may be feeling very spiritually connected, you may be super intuitive, opened up your gifts. But if you've not been able to really attract money, abundance in the form of money, then you may be disconnected from your womb chakra too.
Mhm.
Because again, we manifest on this earth because this is a physical earth. So we have to manifest through the physical body with the body deva through the womb. It's a
Yeah.
very physical process, like we were birthed, right?
Mhm.
So if you found it challenging for you to bring in and generate the abundance and the money, um, that you want as an intuitive, then you may want to look at healing and activating your womb power and your womb chakras, because the currency, I'll just put it this way, this is sort of what the guides are giving me. The currency of the new earth is the sacred feminine energy, because we've been living in a time when there's been very little sacred feminine energy because we were cut off
Mhm.
from the source of Mother Divine, and we were sort of in this limited sphere of energy. Yeah, we know that there's unlimited resources, but in the earth, we were sort of like cut off from those limited resources in a sense. Um, so moving into the new earth opens up through your womb and this whole divine flow. The more that you can open up this sacred flow that you are meant to have, the more that you're able to flow it and to anchor it into your physical body, your womb, your experience, your life. It will then begin to manifest and flower as abundance for you. Um, it's um, something else I was going to say around that. It's like, we're being invited to have a deeper understanding in this new womb technology that, sacred intentions are powerful. All the clearing that we do is powerful on the emotional level, the mental, it's all necessary.
Mhm.
Um, we had to do that much clearing to raise the consciousness on the planet high enough to where we could, now we our consciousness is high enough that we're now ready to anchor in these really higher angelic celestial frequencies. And it's with these higher angelic frequencies that we're going to birth the new earth with.
Mhm.
Because the other thing to understand is that, why has the world been so unbalanced? Why do we see so much male energy running the show, if you can, sort of think of it that way?
Yeah.
Because we haven't had the sacred feminine flow was pretty much cut down, suppressed, cut off, because these, the male energy, really, not to judge it, I'm not judging it, I'm just saying it was an experience, where the male energy has been in charge, and he's been learning about love, and he's been learning lessons of love and power,
Mhm.
just like the feminine did before the male did, and learning what works and what doesn't work, and the play of energy. So, in order to bring through a creation that is, more balanced, more whole, we need to bring in more of a balanced energy of almost 50-50, 50% male and 50% female, and we need it to be sacred. We need it to be the divine, our divinity, our divine energy, our divine sacred feminine and masculine. And that's where the clearing in the womb and uprooting of these patterns, as you begin to do that, you are literally just purifying all of that toxic energy, all the beliefs, all the patterns, all the traumas, all of it, so that you can now hold, you're creating space on an energetic level in your womb to hold these higher frequencies so they can anchor into your physical body. I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely. And that's the purpose of the healing and clearing, is so that we can, have a greater space to hold more of the higher frequencies, and with those create what it is that we want to create. That's why we're doing all the healing and clearing work that we're doing, so that we can hold more of the higher frequencies and create on a bigger level, bigger scale with ease. So
Yes.
we have some people with hands raised and questions in the chat. You want to
Yeah.
take some questions?
Sure. I see that. Great. I love it.
Sherry, do you want to unmute yourself?
Sure. Hi. This is awesome. I definitely carry the signs.
We all do. So
yeah, it's really interesting, and it's even this morning, I'm definitely more in my body than I feel I ever have been, but I've still got lots to go. But this morning I felt this rage in my belly that, I mean, it was rage, and it was strong. And it went up to my heart, and it just, yeah, it's, if you could share any insights on that. Is it, is it, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great, thank you so much for, and actually if some light language wants to come through to help you to shift that out, and anyone else is feeling what is this sacred rage of it's a sacred rage. It's an authentic rage of the suppression of the feminine. So it's not wrong, it's not bad, it's just time, because what's happening is that you got to open up that channel and release that rage, and through the heart, and also through our throat chakra. It's very important we open the throat chakra. There's a connection between the throat chakra and the womb that's also very important. There's also one from the third eye in the womb. But let's bring through some light language. And for anyone who'd like to receive this, just set an intention to bring your energy, your hands to your heart, your womb, and we'll just let the light language come through and let it do what it needs to do. Elena Corina Shakanea, Odinana Corana, Elena Corina Ki, Shikanaena Nakae, the Kuribo, the Kakakarigo, the Kakakaka. Iyan na nanon na show di nakariuray di show irene o di bore skirirai ko da kakikirira kukakakaki siya na nakakana na wala na no show in na ira da di shura na kairo kada na kakakakaguri di ko siya kakaka iyan na siya na una na kalena no na kira na siya na kakaran mo na kurguri skirikira kaigirigu iyan na siya na ora no now, Aka. So just breathing in, allowing any shifts or movements or releasing of obstacles, releasing the obstacle and the block that we're carrying deep within us of sacred rage, of not being able to express ourselves, of not being able to be heard, to be seen, to be validated, to really be in our passion, to be able to live with a very essential life of passion, of pleasure, of joy and abundance, all these things being repressed. So what came in was interesting because it was the energy of Ganesh, the bringing in the energy to remove the obstacles of sacred rage.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. I'm feeling it.
You feeling it? Okay.
Yeah. And that's what it felt like. It was like a block. It's like you were doing the light language, and I kept feeling this block, right? It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And just keep letting it work, and just, stay with the intention of receiving that, remove that block, and anyone else who would like to receive it.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Great question.
Good. All right. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm yawning.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. All right, Marielle, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. When you did the energy transmission a minute ago, my legs, both legs lifted like they jump, and that happens very often when I'm sitting and watching a Zoom. And so I wonder if there's a block and the energy is trying to flow or something. And second, I had a DNC following a miscarriage, and I wonder also if there are some consequences of that.
Mm. Yeah, so what's happening right now as you're talking is the violet flame is now starting to work deep within your womb to clear some of that energetic on the energetic level around the DNC. So that immediately started to come within your womb and is now working deep within the cavity of your womb to clear all of that. And also on the emotional layer. So it seems like there may have been some unexpressed or suppressed, what was the energy coming up? Just sadness, just a little bit of sadness or anxiety, something like that nature coming up that wants to be cleared out of your womb that you've been holding around that procedure and that process. Because anytime someone, surgery or whatever, our wombs are very private space. They're a very sacred, holy, private space. And so a lot of times we don't even realize we may feel like we've been invaded. Our womb's been invaded, even though it's for a good purpose or, you need it done because for, medical reason. Behind that action or behind that physical action or that experience is usually a trauma, a hidden trauma, or an event that happened in a previous lifetime that is, it's just playing out again. It plays out until those energies are cleared. So that's what's coming in around that. It's happening now to clear you and clear your womb and clear on the emotional and the physical layer as well for you. And then you said also your legs jumped. Okay. And that happens to you when you're on Zoom?
When there's energy transmission.
Oh, energy transmission. Okay.
Yeah. When it's powerful. Sometimes it doesn't do it, but and sometimes it's quite like it can my feet lift like maybe like 4 or 5 inches, and it's quite strong.
So what's happening is that your body is sort of having this immediate reaction of, ooh, I'm not sure if I want to be a part of that. I'm not sure if I want to take that on. Ooh, a sort of a shock almost to your system, but you're not sure about it. It could be a belief about, I'm not sure if I can trust that. Just on the subconscious or unconscious level is what I'm getting. How does that resonate for you?
I'm not sure because I really want to awaken,
Yeah.
So I'm really dedicated. So
yes.
Whatever can be cleared, I'm happy. But
okay. So I think first of all, what I'm getting is that you just don't quite feel safe enough in your body because when the light language comes through, even though it's coming through the heart, it's impacting you on the physical level, on the energetic and emotional, all of your energy bodies, your aura. So what they're giving me for you is, first of all, to work on feeling more safe, more present, more grounded in your root chakra and your womb. So you want to work on first healing that connection with your root chakra and just feeling more safe, more grounded, more present, So working on the root chakra, working on your womb chakra, and beginning to be able to feel, okay, it's okay for me to be in my physical body and feel safe enough to open myself up to having these types of experiences.
And since my name is Marielle, do you think Ariel is with me?
Well, let's see. Let's ask her if she is. Yes, she said she is.
Okay.
If you want her to be there, she will be there for you. But yes, yep, you have a very, your name, because our name always, is carries certain frequencies and vibrations. So have you worked with her before?
Well, I've asked her to be there, but I didn't have any recognition or any signs that yeah.
There was no booming voice saying, I'm here.
Right. Yeah. But she's a very, she's sort of, her energy is very wispy and feathery like and light. And she's also very good about helping you with creative expressions. So you might want to just start there, or start by Googling and learning a little bit about her.
I did Google.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
and I found that she's into the protection of nature,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and my life's mission is environmental protection. So
Oh, well, there you go. There's your connection. Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
She's just sort of coming up from the background into the foreground, but yeah, she's right there beside you. So that's beautiful. That's awesome. I love that.
okay, thank
Awesome.
you.
Beautiful.
Thank
You're
you, Maria.
welcome. Thank you. Great questions. Thank you.
And that's funny because, she's like, yeah, this is what I do. And of course she's going to be with you if you're working with
Yes.
yeah, the planet and environment,
Yeah.
etc. Okay. Oh, sorry. Faye, go ahead. Unmute yourself. I'm like, going off on tangents here.
Hi, thank you so much for this wonderful, authentic class.
You're welcome.
I wanted to ask you, I put it in the chat. I'm wondering, I feel like I do have healing to do on my womb chakra, but I also have like physically that my womb is tilted. And I'm wondering if there's any, like, does that represent something? Because I very badly would like to get it back into the right position, but I somehow wasn't taken to just like, just the muscle parts of trying to, somehow get that back in shape by, I don't know if there's different ways or methods, but I'm just curious if I should focus on that at all.
Your guides are saying, yes, you absolutely can. And the focus is that you're carrying a lot of unexpressed or suppressed emotion in those tendons and muscles and fibers that are actually holding the womb. So it seems that's a place where you suppressed a lot of those energies of trauma, even there. So if you begin to do the womb practices and begin to focus on bringing even celestial healing light in, with intention, which is something I teach in the class, how to work with intention with this celestial angelic frequencies, and how to do that, because these are really practical. These are very practical, powerful processes that you can use, and you can begin to expand and deepen them. But if you begin to work with these practices and focus on, because that seems just to be where our concentration of the suppressed energies are, then you can actually shift your womb back into the right position. Absolutely.
Okay. I don't know if it ever went out or if it was out from when I was a kid, but I know when I had babies, they're like, oh, this is like tilted, you're like backwards. And I always had issues with one of my legs, had like varicose veins when I was pregnant.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, that might be because the pressure is in like the wrong place, like on, in a tilted way. I also had that my mother and my grandmother all had pelvic floor issues. And there's also a part of me that felt like this is like an energetic thing. Like I can do Kegels, but there's a part of me that's thinking there's a bigger piece here. And I'm wondering if you can either help clear out something or guide me on that.
Well, I think Laura just did. She suggested that you start using or doing the womb practices, and that will help to bring it back to the proper position and heal it for whatever trauma is there.
Right, because whenever we can do Kegel exercises and we can do these things, they're wonderful, but the real core issue is on the energetic level, the emotional level, that it's manifested into the physical, because we haven't cleared it yet. We haven't purified it from those subtle energetic level layers.
Okay, I never
Excuse
actually
me.
connected I never connected the Kegel part that
Yeah.
weakened pelvic floor with the tilted uterus, because my mother and grandmother did not have a tilted uterus. So I actually never connected the two. I don't know. I don't think they're really so connected. I think it's a different thing.
Do you, sorry, do you have a
Well,
pelvic floor issue?
Slightly, like it's not strong. Like it is not,
mhm.
it's not where it should be, but it's not, I mean, my mother had to have 2 or 3 surgeries and she ended up having a hysterectomy and like pinning the bladder up and all, but I don't have it that bad, but I do feel like energetically I have that disposition, but I never connect. I think it's a separate thing.
Yeah.
It is more of an ancestral, what I was getting is more of an ancestral type of pattern here that needs to be uprooted, cleared, and cleansed that is manifesting in you and your mother or your grandmother. So that's more of an ancestral. It's a little bit different issue, you're right. However, both of those issues can be fully addressed with the womb practices, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is
And
there any clearing or something that can be done, a short thing to help with that ancestral stuff?
um
Oh, we're not doing a personal session here, Faye, so we still have lots of other people with their hands raised, etc., right? And we still want to do the meditation as well.
Okay, sure.
But, I know, I totally get it. And if you work with Laura in the program, you'll get more information there too, okay?
Okay, thank you.
yeah. Thank you, Faye.
Thank you,
Um,
Laura.
Thank you. Thank you, Faye. I hate doing that to people, but it's like, they're still, and I have to look at the time too. So I do apologize, but Destiny, go ahead. I just want to, and please, people don't raise your hand anymore, okay? Because I hate saying no. I really don't like it.
Yeah.
Hi.
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 Wow, I got there's something coming up today. I just did a sexual workshop yesterday, and today I am feeling so messed up. I don't even understand what's going on. So I'm wondering if you can pick something up, if you can tell me what's kind of happening here emotionally.
Okay. And I'm sorry, can you say your name one more time? It was cutting out, and where you live, or
Destiny in Michigan.
okay. And you said you did a sexual workshop yesterday?
I did, and a lot. Yeah, like I felt like I was processing a lot last night, and today I'm just like, yeah, out of sorts today. So,
Well, it feels like that your womb chakra has been pretty stirred very deeply from that workshop.
I
And
agree with that.
Which is
and there's
understandable and
it's
normal.
understandable, and a lot is coming up right now, almost so much that you're feeling, almost going into overwhelm around it. There's so much coming up. So what I would do is, what the guides are showing me is to go and draw a bath water and sit in the bath water, and actually, if you have some rose oil or rose spray, rose petals, I mean, you can add bath salts if you want. Like, it's always good to add Epsom salts, Himalayan salt, but specifically rose petals. You can even go buy a fresh rose, rose oil, essential oil, or even rose water, and make yourself a really nice rose bath. Because rose is the highest frequency. It's wonderful for purification. And you just really need to sit in the water, because the water, it needs to be not super hot. It needs to be a little bit more cool or lukewarm or something, because you need to really just allow this water to just come in through, allow it to really sit in that water, and allow it to really calm down your womb and calm down your female production system. And the water will help to do that. It's almost like they're showing me that inside your womb is almost a cauldron of fire right now going on.
Ooh,
Very
wow.
fiery in there, very, very fiery. And you need to sort of calm it down or cool it down with the water. So just, as cool as you can get the water and be okay with it, the better.
Maybe I should just go jump in the lake right now. It's
Well,
like really hot where I'm at.
There you go.
Oh,
Water is
oh,
all the 5 elements. You can work with the 5 elements for decharging, and you need to decharge. You need to be decharging right now. So going into a lake, you can do it that way. doing the
Can we
bath.
possibly do some light language to decharge a little bit? I mean, I know you're not supposed to do another process or whatever, but maybe a decharge for all of us.
We can do that maybe as part of the process if Alara's okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would that be okay? And we could just go ahead and do it for the intention for everyone to decharge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why don't we
Because
do it
I
that
think we all
way?
need we all need that, you know, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And
Yeah, that'd be
the other
great.
thing you can do is you can, I know it's Michigan, but hopefully it's warm enough there, is take your
It
shoes
is
off,
hot. Woo.
take
Yeah.
your shoes
Yep.
off and go and sit on the earth. You can even lay on her, get a blanket, lay with your stomach down, your womb down, ask Mother Earth to purify, clear, and cleanse your womb and to calm your womb back down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for
sweetheart.
that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you. And you know, the thing is, when you're doing a you know, any type of workshop, any type of healing of that sort, stuff is going to come up. You know, stuff is being churned up and stuff is coming up. So there has to be a way for you to process through it, right? And so grounding, clearing, decharging, you know, like it depends on what the process is and what you're doing. But yeah, you have to understand that, you know, healing is not like a airy fairy, only rainbows and unicorns happening. You know, when you're doing deep healing work, especially sexual work, a lot of shit's gonna come up, you know? So, you know, it's like, you have to be prepared for that before you do something like that. You have to know that, yes, all my stuff is gonna come up. So it's like, how are you gonna process it? Are you gonna take time for yourself? Are you going to honor and nurture yourself? Right? Because let's face it, we all do healing work. And, you know, there are times when I do like a weekend, you know, worth of work and all my stuff comes up. And then the next couple of days, I try and take it easy because I know that I'm processing, right? And so resting, you know, eating lighter, eating better, grounding, doing what makes me feel good as I continue to process. So please know that even on these calls, when we do processes, you know, please be gentle with yourself because stuff is going to come up. Stuff has come up for me in these calls, even with Laura, you know, like stuff has come up for me. It's like, oh my God, you know, it's like, I'm not expecting it, right? So stuff comes up. And so you have to be willing to know that when you're attending these types of calls, that your stuff is going to come up if you're willing to really transform and change, right? So if you're really wanting to, you know, evolve or ascend or whatever term you want to use, heal or whatever, then yeah, that means your stuff is going to come up for you to look at, you know, it's going to come up for you to look at, to process and to love it and love yourself. But that means nurturing the physical body, nurturing the emotional body, and recognizing that, yeah, it's happening. It's happening. But, you know, good for you. I mean, you're brave, Destiny. I don't know if you've done it.
Yeah, that's a very brave thing to do. And let me just add to that because our womb chakras, our wombs are very private, sacred space. And we want to, you know, part of creating the sacred boundaries is so that wherever we go, wherever we're with, you know, that we can create these really strong sacred boundaries so that we are not taking in other people's energies, that we can say no. You know, a lot of us intuitives have a hard time saying no.
Mhm.
And, you know, being able to stand strong, you know, to saying no to these toxic energies, saying no, this is my body. My body belongs to me. My body does not belong to anyone else. My body is not a property of anybody else's. I am my own person, my own body, and I say about my body. And right now, that's probably one of the biggest things so important. What you said, Alara, about self nurturing and really taking care of our bodies are so super important right now. Our food, getting hydrated, you know, rest, sleep, play,
Getting
all of it,
sunshine, fresh air, you know, like
all of it,
even
super
with the whole
important.
COVID stuff going on, you need to
Yeah.
get fresh air. You need to get the sun on
Oh,
you. You know, you need to walk,
absolutely.
exercise. You know, you need it.
And get into nature.
Yeah.
And let me just say one thing about that because I'm not saying this to scare anyone or put fear out there, but this is sort of part of this whole womb journey is that as we we come back to this womb technology and we begin to, when we're ready or become curious or able or whatever, being called to it, it's a very, very important for anchoring in the new earth. And the new earth is not, how do I say, the new earth is not AI. It's not technology based. I know this probably sounds really far out there, but all this AI, all this computers, all the iPhones, all the, all this stuff going on is trying to keep people up here locked in their head. It's
Yeah.
trying to keep people up here in the mental energy like has been for eons of time, and to try to navigate their life from here. Okay, when you're trying to navigate from right here, you're out of alignment.
Mhm.
What needs to be on top is your soul. You need to be navigating from your soul, your higher self, your crown chakra higher, your womb chakra connected, your pineal, which is the first feminine center, your heart needs to be open. And then you need to bring it all this down to your womb chakra, anchoring it in so deeply that none of this distraction can come in and knock you off center. And that's what this womb work is going to do. It's going to ground you in so much to where you can be here and not be in fear, not be intimidated, not be bullied, all that stuff going on, because that's the previous world. We're not going in that world. We're going into the new world, which is all about nature and reconnecting with nature, the animal kingdom, the crystal kingdom, all of it, because that's all part of us, part of the unified field. So super important to find ways to connect with nature. If you live in the city, I highly advise you get plants. If you live in the city and you don't have a lot of dirt, you need dirt. You need a plant. You need plants in your apartment, in your home, because that dirt, that soil is vital for this physical body.
Mhm.
There's a communication going on between the physical body and the soil and that plant, because these bodies come from Mother Earth.
Mhm.
And so the places that we're weakest usually is our root chakra. That's where we're the weakest normally. So, get really grounded and present, work with your womb chakra, start taking her guidance, start partnering with her, and to heal all of this, so that you can begin to powerfully bring forth more of that sacred feminine energy that we need on the planet. That's what's coming through, bring us back into balance, to bring us back into harmony. The only way that we're going to, it's coming in through Mother Earth, of course. But for us, for humanity, we're doing this for humanity because Mother Earth is Mother Earth. She's going to be fine.
Yeah.
She's on her way. It's us, humanity. We're the ones that have to, we have to get on the game board here. We got to get going. We got to keep going. We're going, but we got to keep going. And we got to
Absolutely.
anchor into her. We got to anchor into her for the ride. So you can ride the waves of change with more ease and grace, and just focus on the new earth. Let the old earth go. It's done. It's gone. Bye-bye. You don't need to put any energy there. Just put all your energy into the new earth. And working with your beautiful womb chakra to bring something beautiful forward and it makes you happy, brings you joy, brings you,
Mhm.
happiness, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so
Yeah.
glad that we moved to the country. We live in the country now, and it's like it's only nature. So it's like
Yes.
it's amazing. It's wonderful, and it's great for me, for Neo the dog, right, and for my husband. It's wonderful, and he's become a gardener, and so he's constantly
Oh,
gardening. He's in the earth, moving stuff. It's like it's wonderful to see, and he's really enjoying it. But
oh, that's great
we
therapy.
we don't even know what being in the city is like anymore. So it's like it's we were asking for this, and we were asking for months for this, right? And then when we found it, my husband's like automatically yes, 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 and it's like okay, and I'm like that happened so fast. It's like okay, and then of course then this shit hit the fan where he had his stroke and all that wonderful stuff. But I'm so glad we're here because it makes a huge difference in our energy, in our environment, and just the transformations happening for him and for myself. It's great. Okay, so I know we want to do the process. So phase, feeling pain and sensations in the womb. Just keep breathing. We're going to do the process, and that will help with that too, right?
Yep. Yes.
But before we do the process, I know we want to talk about the package. You've kind of mentioned it a little bit here and there, but let me see. Hold on one sec. The package that Laura's been talking about is available at alara.at/show/Laura6. So I'm just going to.
Are you bringing it up?
I was going to put it in the chat, but
Okay.
1 second. Yeah, we're going to put it's there in the chat. So basically, there's a package A and B, right? And a package A is the group womb healing retreat with the female archangels plus the bonuses. And then package B is everything in package A plus a pink rose mother divine womb activation session with Laura. So Laura, do you want to talk a little bit about, I mean, we kind of talked about, you know, working with Lady Hope, working with the female angels. But what else is going to happen in this live retreat?
Yeah, so this live retreat, it's very fresh. It's 5 classes. They're about 2 hours long. And it's just a really good sort of basic introductory class to get you started into working with your womb. You know, I had a lot of women got a lot of really powerful results, even just in the 5 weeks of this class. And so what you'll really begin to also work with the female archangels. I mentioned Lady Hope. You also work with Lady Charity a little bit. And of course, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene are also part of that as well, that container. So it's already, you know, this beautiful container of energy for you, of support. But you'll learn about how to activate your authentic, you know, natural flow of light, you know, the opening up the 3 divine feminine centers to flow that natural flow of feminine, sacred feminine energy. You'll learn how to connect with your Holy Womb Chakra and begin to hear her voice and be able to hear her story. You'll learn a Yoni Mudra practice with Lady Hope. There's a sacred journey and a ceremony with Lady Hope to enter the cosmic void to manifest your soul desires into reality. And that's a really kind of fun process I put in there. You'll also learn, there's a PDF on how to learn to work with a crystal egg to manifest your wishes. If you've never worked with a crystal egg, it begins to kind of help you get started on how to select an egg and begin your practice. We don't go any further than that in this class at this point. There'll be a safe journey to connect your womb to Mother Earth's womb. So you can feel that connection and begin to deepen into that connection. And then, of course, removing layers of suppressed, you know, emotions and trauma and ancestral energies will be part of that class as well, and part of your home practice. There's a sacred womb and heart journey to heal your deepest feminine core wounding of heartbreak with others, because heartbreak is very much affects all of us in the human experience. We've all had our hearts broken, and that process is with Mother Mary and Archangel Raphael. There's 4 bonus gifts. The Golden Heart Womb Activation Healing Audio with light language frequencies. I mentioned the PDF on how to select your crystal egg. There's a Holy Womb Chakra Angel Kit, including a shamanic drumming audio that you can listen to for your at-home practices. There's another beautiful grounded soul embodiment practice, meditation. It's a very powerful practice for grounding, and an inner child audio meditation, because sometimes the inner child will come up not feeling safe, maybe a little bit. And so I included this inner child audio meditation. And then there's also another live Q&A call scheduled with me too, as part of package A, where we'll meet together and you'll have a chance to ask me questions and get channel messages and do another healing practice. So that's package A. And then package B is the Pink Rose Mother Divine Womb Activation Session. where I'll, we can look at anything really you want to. We can focus on doing a healing and activation for your womb transmission, and Mother Mary will be part of that now, to help with the healing and activation and bringing through channeled messages. And as a bonus, receive a channel prayer blessing from Mother Mary and the female archangels. I just added that in there, Alara.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so all
Yeah.
that is available for you, package A and package B. Both of the packages are available at alara.at/show/Laura6. So when do the live calls start, Laura?
Well, it's a pre-recorded. It is a pre-recorded 5 weeks. So as soon as
Okay.
you purchase the package, you can go to the Dropbox folder and begin to download those. But the actual live Q&A call with me, I think I scheduled it maybe a month from now or something.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I give people some time, so you have time to get into the practices, and you can then, when we come together, ask me questions. Yeah, these practices are very powerful practices. But they're very gentle too. I mean, they're gentle practices. And, I find most people feel very safe. Of course, you can book a private session with me, and we can also, I can help you and assist you with anything that's coming up for you also.
Yeah, and the private sessions with Laura are amazing. Amazing. I mean, yeah, I had one and it was like, wow, just unbelievable. I was like totally blown away. Yeah, really helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, so yeah, I think there was,
Great.
I thought there was something else. So we can do the decharging and
Mhm.
in the meditation.
Awesome. Yeah, I think everyone's waiting for that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. So just really quickly before we, I think you're the only person that I've ever met or talked to who talks about decharging. That's not a term that, we ever hear as well. So what does decharging mean to you?
Yeah. So decharging is really purification of the negativity that we all take in our daily lives. So we take in this, negative energy. I mean, negative energy is natural. It's a natural energy. It's just that on this planet, we have an excess of it. And we have such an excess of it that
Yeah.
has been created, that, as I said, when you're born, most people are born into the world, and then, these illusions start covering their soul, because the negativity starts to hit the baby, and the parents don't know that, and the parents are not conscious enough, and the parents are not aware that this is even happening. So this is like a whole nother conversation we could earmark for the future, because I'm now working with, Chance. I think I mentioned this last time, Chance and Malas, to work with learning how to open up our divine channels. So when I talk about reconnecting to Mother Divine, it's really about purifying these negative energies and the trauma and all of that we discussed from your womb chakra, so that you can literally open up your channels, the channel that we talked about through the 3 divine feminine centers, which includes the womb, so that you can carry more of this beautiful sacred feminine energy, this pure love energy, pure love that you're intended to carry, and activate your womb chakra frequency of unconditional love. But we have to clear and purify the negativity in order to open up sacred space and open up these divine channels. So decharging is something that I've recently been working with, that's new, and you can work with the 5 elements to decharge. So today I'm going to be working with this little black stone right here. You can see it. It's can never get a name of it. It's a stone that is good for diffusing negativity, but you don't have to have that. And so with the decharging process, what it's doing is it's just decharging all the negativity and stress from your heart, from your body, and from your womb. And we're decharging it. When I do the decharging, I'm decharging it into this black rock because this is one of the elements. So you can also do a decharging process with water.
Mhm.
So for example, if you're in the shower and you're getting the water coming down, you can just pray. You can say a little prayer, and you can say, and I say, Dear Mother Divine, I'm decharging. Well, first I say, Dear Mother Divine, thank you for this beautiful element of water. And I thank her. And then I say, I'm decharging 100% of my negativity and stress into this beautiful element of water. And you just set that intention, and it clears the negativity from. So it's just a really important process that we do. You can do that with the water. You can do it by going in and jumping into the ocean or jumping into a lake. That's why it feels so good. Well, why does this feel so good when we jump into a body of water? Because you're decharging. You don't know that you're decharging, but you're decharging. And so it's just 2 steps. Offer a prayer of gratitude to the universal source, whatever you call that, for whatever element you're charging. And then just state your intention to decharge in your heart, and the decharging automatically happens. So I think it's just really important that we have these simple but powerful techniques today more than ever, because with all of the light coming into the planet, stirring the womb chakra of Mother Earth, the collective womb chakra we've all been in, you were born into, right? You were born into this collective consciousness. Well, this actually is a womb chakra. It is a womb of creation of Mother Divine. So it's important that we continue to decharge the negative energy off, and we keep ourselves very clean and keep opening up to become divine vessels for divine source. And it's very important part of the process that we do that, because we're all learning how to reconnect our womb chakra to Mother Source Divine. And that really is the new earth. That's the new Christos. I think they call it Christos universe. That's the triangle. That's beyond the duality, right? We've been living in duality, right?
Mhm.
And now the triangle is the third, and that's the opening back to Mother Divine.
Awesome. Good. Thank you.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, somebody was asking about what the stone was, but you can use any black stone, like black tourmaline, even,
Yeah.
is fine.
I think this is tourmaline. It has to be
Yeah.
90% black, whatever you use, 90% black, and you just
Mhm.
hold it in the palm of your hand. It doesn't have to be a gem, but tourmaline's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
You could use
I always
that.
have this here with me so that, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also shungite you can have, which I'm wearing, but
Shungite,
yeah.
that was the other one.
Mhm.
Shungite and tourmaline. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. All right.
I think we're ready whenever you are.
Okay. Great. Well, I'll invite everyone then to just close your eyes and get comfortable. Just you could be lying down, you could be sitting very comfortably in a comfortable position. Just let your body relax as deeply as possible. Letting your body sink into the earth. And just begin to really connect in very deeply with your breath. And I'll invite you to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your womb center. So you can just simply bring your hands and bring them to your heart, bring them to your womb center. Just feeling support for yourself. For yourself. Slowing down the breath, breathing in very, very deeply, getting super relaxed. Just allowing yourself to sink into the womb of new Mother Earth. slowing down the breath. And I'm going to bring through an intention. So we always work with intention. And our intention today is create a two-way connection of love and energy flow between our womb, so between your womb and the womb of Mother Earth. And that's going to bring our intention today. And I'm going to now, well, I'm going to go ahead and now just ask for everyone to open, if you would like, to begin to connect with the womb of Mother Mary. And Mother Mary is here, and you can ask to be pulled into her womb. Her womb can be a protection for your womb, because our wombs are, sometimes we're not even aware how vulnerable our wombs are. They're very delicate and they're very vulnerable as we learn to reconnect to our wombs to receive these beautiful divine energies. Our wombs, in a sense, are very fragile because their original energy is crystalline energy. But at the same time, your womb is the most powerful portal for you to flow creation, for you to birth powerfully, to birth new life, to birth new solutions, to birth healing for yourself and others, to birth miracles. All of this is available to you, dear one. So to continue to breathing very deeply into your womb center, just bringing that breath, either feeling it or sensing it or hearing it moving down, opening the crown chakra, connecting with this beautiful flow, moving down from Mother Divine herself, Mother Divine Sophia, first connecting with her womb. And you can, as you connect with Mother Mary's womb, Mother Mary is already part of Mother Divine's womb. And you can ask for this connection to come to you with ease and grace, just opening and allowing that connection now to come to you. Beautiful. As you breathe very deeply, just feel your whole body opening and moving as liquid light. So now inviting Lady Hope to step forward. Lady Hope is the angel of the womb. And Lady Hope now is going to begin to send through us this beautiful celestial feminine frequency, this beautiful frequency that appears as beautiful liquid light that begins to move down your breath and on your breath, now entering deep into your womb space. As you now just be open and surrender and receive into your womb, filling your womb as you continue to breathe in deeply, just filling up your womb with this beautiful celestial light, this liquid light. As you continue to breathe, breathing in this beautiful celestial light that Lady Hope is now distributing, sending out to you and through you, to you. You begin to now breathe out your own beautiful feminine sunlight, your own starlight from the center of your womb. And just take a moment to notice the color of this light or the feeling. How does it feel in your womb right now? What are you sensing, seeing, or hearing, or feeling, even tasting or smelling? As all of this pours through you, continuing to breathe in this beautiful celestial healing light, the celestial starlight of healing, of grace, of ease, of just removing any obstacles or pain or blocks that you might still be carrying within your womb that need to be released today, that are ready to be released. Perhaps it's sacred rage and anger for not feeling validated or seen or being able to express in the way you want to express. Perhaps it's old trauma coming up to the surface, something that could be even coming from a previous lifetime. Perhaps it's a relationship that you have been maybe even obsessed with or entangled with another person's womb in a codependent way or an unhealthy way that is not healthy for you, that needs to be disentangled, it needs to be disconnected. Perhaps you need some healing around being able to anchor in more abundance, more financial abundance, or more joy or happiness into your life. So just take a moment to pause here and include it in your intention right now. And as we pause here, I'm going to do the decharging. And so just bringing in, writing in what you would like to clear, cleanse, and release. And now that the negativity and stress has been decharged from your heart, from your body, from your womb, now just opening up space as you continue to breathe even more deeply as you relax, allowing your body to sink further into the chair you're sitting in or the ground you're sitting on, or if you're lying down, just feeling much more safe and present and connected. As you continue to breathe in and out this beautiful celestial liquid light that Lady Hope is gifting to each of you. And now, as you breathe out, just knowing and sensing that your womb is pouring this beautiful celestial light, the starlight is now moving from your womb down into the womb, the heart womb of New Mother Earth. And just now feel this light, feel the starlight moving from your womb into her womb, into the center of her. As you continue to breathe out, just sending love and appreciation and gratitude to Mother Earth from your womb to her womb, connecting your womb to her womb with more love, with this beautiful natural cycle and flow of abundance, of everything that you need. Is Mother Earth provides everything that we need, not only for our womb, but for our physical body, for our physical existence. And so just continue to feel this light moving down very powerfully, down from your womb, down through your root chakra, down to the earth star, connecting into the womb heart of Mother Earth. And as you breathe up, begin to feel her sending this love light, this beautiful magnetic love light back up from her womb, all the way back up your feet, your ankles, your legs, your knees, your hips, opening, expanding your hips, coming back behind your womb and into your womb space, filling up your entire pelvic area with this beautiful flow of love light, of unconditional love. Beginning to feel this beautiful feminine sun, this core star within your womb, now shining more brightly, shining out from your womb, shining into every place and space of your womb, moving through the waters of your womb, removing any blocks or obstacles, removing any trauma that you're still carrying or suppressed emotions, removing any hooks or cords or any codependent bonds that you may be trapped in. Just using this light and feeling this light as it expands, just deeply purifying whatever it is that you need to strengthen your connection with Mother Earth's womb. And now inviting this light as you continue to breathe to begin to move throughout your body and being. Invite this beautiful healing light begin to shine into any places in your body, your physical body, any place that you're carrying pain, that you're carrying any blocked energies, any distorted energies, or any old imprints. And just inviting this beautiful celestial light now to completely purify, clear, and cleanse it away, wash it away. And now receiving a beautiful waterfall of light now coming down from your crown chakra as Mother Mary brings forth this beautiful waterfall of celestial light, of rainbow light, and feeling this beautiful rainfall, waterfall rainbow light now beginning to move down through each of your 7 chakras, beginning to balance each chakra, clear and cleanse each chakra, and raise the vibration of each chakra to that to be in alignment with the 5th dimension. Also, these rainbow frequencies now are going to form a fort of protection around each chakra to hold this vibration so that you begin to feel it in every present much more powerfully and strongly. It becomes your new normal. So breathing in, just feeling this beautiful now light flowing down from the 7th plane of Mother Divine Sophia, from her womb, receiving the rainbow light, moving down through all of your 7 chakras, through the pineal, through your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your 2nd chakra, and your root chakra. And now connecting with your womb and feeling all of that coming together, now moving down to the womb of Mother Earth, and then returning back up into a large vertical infinity symbol, so that you are now connected to the womb of Mother Divine Sophia and Mother Earth. And just feel this really deep connection, just expressing gratitude and appreciation to Divine Mother Sophia, Mother Mary, to all of the beautiful lady archangels, and to Mother Earth. And that together with this beautiful unified team, this beautiful unified sacred circle that we've come together and created so powerfully now, just begin to drink in all the nourishment. Drink it into every cell of your body and every space in between, completely filling your life, which is a womb of your own creation, filling it now with abundance, with happiness, with joy, with prosperity, with compassion, with courage, with peace, filling you up with whatever you need. You need to move forward into your divine sovereignty and I am presence. Whatever you need to fully reconnect with your womb and become so grounded and present within her that nothing will rock your inner world ever again. This is the power that you have, dear one. This is the power that we activated within you, for you too can become a miracle maker, just as my son, Yeshua, created miracles and even said 2,000 years ago, and so you shall even create more bigger miracles than I did. Just take a moment to really take that in. Take it in. Let your cells hear it. Open your mind, your heart, your womb to receive that message very deeply. Beloved, this is the power that you have, the Christ consciousness within. You have that. It is your birthright. You have already won it. You have already won it. And you are here to powerfully reclaim it and birth it again, which will then bring forth the miracles of the new earth and the solutions to all of these imbalances that will end the suffering and the pain of the world. Because as you merge back with the womb of Mother herself, Mother Divine, Mother Mary, you become a powerful creator again. And nothing can stop that. Nothing on this earth can stop it. Only you stop it, or you can start it. It's totally up to you. And so take a moment to feel this connection and this flow, allowing your light to anchor in so deeply into your pineal, shining like a diamond, your heart shining like a diamond, your womb coming into full bloom of a beautiful rose of diamond frequencies. And claiming that now, and claiming that abundance 100%, claiming all of it. It is time. And now anchoring this feeling, anchoring this in, sending crystal roots down from your feet, sending those crystal roots deeply into the earth, feeling very grounded, safe, secure, present in the moment, bringing all of your energy into this now moment, recalling all this energy back into your body, calling you back to you, calling your love light back to you. It is time, beloveds. It is time to create the new earth. It is time for you to shine. It is time for you to walk as a woman, as a man, to walk in all of your glory, in all of your beauty, as your authentic you. It is time to hold your head high. It is time to live fully again, to live fully, and to take back your womb power so you can live fully again with your complete divine I am presence embodied, your divine human. And nothing can stop that. And this is written in the stars. And this is written in the law of one. And this is your time. And your time is now. And so it is. Amen. So everyone just coming back and just taking a moment to enter all of this in and breathing very deeply, breathing down to your feet, feeling safe, secure, present, and conscious. And just coming back when ready. And so it is. All right. Alara, you there, dear?
I am. Thank you. I needed that. It was perfect.
Oh, thank you. I needed it too. Ooh.
Yeah. How is everybody doing? What did you experience? Yeah, that was awesome. It was powerful. And for those of you who were able to lie down, even better.
Yeah.
So you could really receive, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That-
The more relaxed, the better. Yeah.
Yeah. And for some of you, you may still be, processing, receiving, you might not be fully present in this moment right now with us. That's okay too. Right. So just allow yourself to have that space as well. But Maud says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Joy says, beautiful, thank you. Drink some water.
Yeah.
Please.
And actually it's really good to stay with this space as long as you can right now, to really stay with it and really let the energy soak into those cells and really invite it to integrate with you very deeply.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
It's
please
really
do that, to stay in the
Yes.
energy, and then afterwards, ground, drink some water, get some fresh air the best you can,
Yeah.
but really honor yourself. Okay. It's beautiful. Thank you. Whew, I'm like hot now. Remember I said I was going to be hot? Yeah. I'm like sweating.
Yeah,
now.
me too. The same thing happens to me too every time.
Yeah. I'm like
Same
sweating.
thing.
Yeah. That was,
Yep.
whew, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And,
Thank you.
if you'd like to work with Laura some more, you can check out the packages, which are available at alara.at/show/Laura6. And you start working with your womb, right? Start working to heal and clear and balance your womb and activate your womb and access your womb. It's going to make a big difference in how you manifest and how you create moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. This is
Joy
beautiful.
says,
Thank
Alara,
you.
you're glowing. Your skin is kind of golden. I know. I feel like I'm glowing
Yeah,
too.
you are. You are. You're beaming.
Yeah, exactly. Thank
So,
you. Yay.
thank you. Hi, Maud. I see you. I just want to say hey to Maud. Hey, see some people. Hope I'm not
Awesome.
missing anyone. I know Cheryl too. Several people here I know. So good to see everyone. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
Whew,
Beautiful.
all right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for all your questions. I know we didn't get to everybody, and I apologize. We got to most of them. But just, go back and watch or listen, because there was a lot of wisdom, a lot of teaching on this call. So, please do go back and watch or listen, okay? And do the process again. Yay. You can do the process again. So do that, right? So thank you. And thank you, Laura. Again,
Thank
wonderful,
you.
wonderful, powerful call, powerful session. Yeah, this is something that's really needed right now for everybody. So thank you for doing the work that you do.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. And thank you to everyone, all of the sisters here who are doing wonderful work. We're all doing wonderful work and we're doing it together. It takes a village. It takes a circle.
Yeah.
And we're the circle and we're the new womb of the world. Your womb is the new womb of the world. We're collectively building it now.
Beautiful. Wow,
So
that's so
beautiful.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what transformations are going to take place now,
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah. So thank you all so much. And thank you so much. And I'd love to hear any feedback from anyone posted maybe in your Facebook group, Alara, and love to hear about all the stories and everything. So thank you so much.
awesome. Yes, thank you. And thank you, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.